Mind blown chef here with the video that's gonna blow your mind. This is Cooking Made Simple. Gorgeous day to smoke some ribs. Let's get smoking. First things first, give it a little spank. Oh yeah, sounds good. All right, so first things first, actually, turn your oven on, 350. And then let's remove I have spare ribs. Now, baby back ribs are more tender, but spare ribs have so much more meat. And as long as you cook them correctly, they'll come out just as tender as well. So let's remove this from the bag, and then we're gonna pat it dry with paper towel. So now we took our ribs out of the bag. We're gonna go ahead and take a paper towel, and you wanna dab it and get it as dry as possible, because when we put our rub on, we want our rub to stick to the meat. So go ahead and pat both sides very dry. So now our ribs are completely dry. I'm gonna go ahead and use a rub. I could give you guys a recipe and you can make your own rub, but the idea is make it simple, right? So go to the grocery store. A lot of different companies have pre-made rubs. I personally love Kinder's. It's already ready to go. So let's go ahead and we're gonna start sprinkling this on top of the ribs. You wanna be very, very generous with this. We wanna coat the entire meat side of the ribs. So now I've sprinkled the entire rib with the rub. Go ahead and just kind of push down so we make sure that everything gets stuck on there. The smoker I'm gonna use, it won't fit this huge piece, so I'm gonna flip it over to the bone side and I'm just gonna cut it right in half. Basically look for two bones and just go right in between those two bones to cut in half. Just like that. So now our entire piece is completely coated, as you can see. Nice crust that we're gonna get from all this rub. Now we need to get the smoker going. I got chunks of hickory. A good place to buy these is actually Home Depot. We're gonna go ahead and get it lit, and then I'm gonna explain to you what to look for. These are a lot like charcoal. You want to get them going, but once they start going really well, we're gonna smother them because we don't want a huge fire in there. We just want to get smoke. Keep a squirt bottle nearby just in case there's any flare-ups, because again, we're gonna smother this fire and we just want it to smoke. We're not actually cooking, we're just smoking the meat. So you don't want any flame at all, just smoke. So close everything up at this point. So our fire is completely smothered. Check that out. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop our ribs on top. I like to drop it meat side down. Just like that, and put the lid back on. Perfect. One thing to look for, your magic number is 200 degrees. Make sure that it never goes above 200 degrees. That's just a good indication that there's no fire inside, that it is just smoking. You want it to be a nice rolling smoke. It's a little windy today. If it wasn't, you would see it would just kind of be billowing up. And that's a nice rolling smoke. So let it go for about 45 minutes. I had to come outside and hit it with some water. We don't want it to go above 200 and we don't want to see any fire down here. We're not cooking, we're just smoking, getting flavor. So hit it with some water if you start seeing some flame, and then close it back up. Keep an eye on it, come check on it, or stay outside. I let it go for about an hour. Look at that beautiful ribs. We're gonna go ahead and get this ready. We're gonna bring it inside. So now we have both our pieces that have been completely smoked for about an hour. Now we're gonna get some plastic wrap and you're gonna wrap it really, really tight. So check it out. I wrapped it a bunch of times. You don't want any edges. You want it completely sealed with plastic wrap. The next step, we're gonna wrap it up with foil. All right, so here's our foil. Let's start wrapping it up tight. Now that it's all wrapped in plastic wrap, real tight, wrapped in foil real tight, what that's gonna do is it's gonna lock in all the juices. It's also gonna kind of steam the ribs because all the juices are gonna be locked in. It's gonna make them real tender. So drop them in the oven for 2 hours, 350 degrees. So it's been about 2 hours. As you can see right here, I push on it, it's really tender. If it's thicker, it might take a little longer. Just check it after 2 hours, take it out and check it and see if it's tender. You can use a fork or just push on it and see if it's soft. Now we're gonna take off all this and we're gonna stick it in the broiler. We're gonna hit it with some barbecue sauce and then we're gonna throw it in the broiler and get a nice crust on top. So now we're gonna hit it with our sauce. And we're gonna throw it in the broiler to get that nice crust. Check those smoked ribs out, guys. Look at that. Ooh, sexy. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up, subscribe, and leave some comments down below on dishes that you want to cook that we could cook together. Thanks for watching.